All right, so the other race that we were following that apparently no one else in the state was following was the Democratic campaign for governor of South Carolina. Now, this race, Democrats did their level best to keep it under the radar, to keep particularly black voters from realizing that, hey, there's a black Democrat running for this seat. By the way, Democrats haven't nominated a black candidate for governor since the 1990s. So this was a big deal. Mia McLeod, the first black female to campaign for this office. Now, I want to rewind the clock to 2018, the last Democratic primary election. There were 3 televised debates, okay? And they were all held before the election. In this one, there was only one, and it was held after the early voting period had concluded. Also, as this news outlet pointed out in the days leading up to the race, Democrats did not put a ballot question on the amendment. There was no Black Lives Matter ballot question. There was no progressive abortion question. So all the things that get the liberal base turning out, showing up at the polls, Democrats didn't do that. They didn't do that. So I've called it what I think it is, which is a voter suppression effort. But it worked. It worked. Last night, Democratic frontrunner, the chosen boy of the party, the candidate backed by Dick Harpootlian, former party chairman and a power broker within the Democratic establishment, their candidate of choice, former U.S. Congressman Joe Cunningham, won convincingly over Mia McLeod in that Democratic primary. Cunningham's going to end up probably just south of 60% of the vote. That's an old-fashioned curb stomping people. So props to him. Now, Cunningham, of interest, on the evening of the election, apparently, got to partying a little bit. Let's cut to this clip. Let's take a look at Joe Cunningham's election night speech.
There's nothing stopping us from moving forward and making the necessary change that we all know is required. The question is, this is the question, whether we are able to break out of our partisan corners, treat each other like human beings, and focus on the things.
All right, well, we all know getting drunk at victory parties in South Carolina is a thing. We remember Steve Benjamin, right? 10 years ago, got a little hammered at the end of his party, had a little vehicular issue the next morning. And of course, who can forget a year ago, Robert Caslen, the former president of the University of South Carolina, slurring some words, University of California. Dude actually forgot he was the president of the University of South Carolina at a commencement address. Kid you not. Anyway, Cunningham obviously coming to grips with the fact that Democrats do not have a path to victory in the Palmetto State. No Democrat has won a statewide race since 2006. They haven't won a top-of-the-ticket race dating back even further, 1998. So, yeah, no Democrat this millennium has won a top-of-the-ticket race. Cunningham's approach, well, let's just get sloshed and not worry about it. Can't say I blame him, people. Anyway, Cunningham is your newly minted Democratic gubernatorial nominee. He will go up against incumbent Republican Henry McMaster this fall. If McMaster wins, he'll be governor for 10 years. That would make him the longest-serving governor in the history of South Carolina, for whatever that's worth. We'll keep tabs on that race and all the other statewide races here on FITSNews.